Hello everyone. This is the instructional video for the ETS cam loader for pistol magazines. The loader that I will be demoing in this video is for 9 and 40 caliber pistol magazines, double or single stack, doesn't matter what brand. We also have models for 380 and for 45 as well. So one thing that's really nice about these loaders is that they are universal, which means it can take any brand magazine, double or single stack, and so it's a very versatile tool, and it really is a huge step forward in loading magazines. Saves your thumb, saves wear and tear, saves you a lot of time. So what I wanted to show you in this video is a couple of things that you really need to know about how to use the loader before you get started. The first is when the loaders are brand new, you're going to want to put a little bit of oil, your favorite gun oil, doesn't really matter. Right here on this little surface here and back here. We'll show a close-up picture so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This helps during the break-in process, or if you're using a more stubborn kind of ammo like steel ammo that has a higher friction, it just makes it take a little bit less force to load. I oil mine, just put a couple drops there before I go to the range, and and I'm good to go. I've got a couple of magazines here that I'm going to show you. One is a double stack Glock 17 mag that holds 17 rounds. The other is a magazine for a Glock 43 that holds 9 rounds. And this is a single stack. And so you can see that the double stack magazine is quite a bit wider than the single stack. And so I'm going to show you how to do both of these today. It's really simple. It's pretty much the same process for both of them. So let's get started here. So the first step to using the loader is inserting the magazine. Okay, so you're just going to want to take the magazine and insert it into the loader. All right, now when you push it in, it's going to kind of stop. There's a second tab here, and you're going to want to push it on in further so you hear that second click. Okay, when you hear that, that's when the mag is fully seated and it's ready to be loaded. Now another thing, people have a tendency when they're inserting it to want to put it in and smack it really hard on the bottom. You should not do that. If you insert the magazine too hard by smacking it really hard on the bottom, you can actually, especially with steel magazines, you can actually damage some of the geometry that's up in the loader and actually break the loader. Okay, so you don't want to do that. All you got to do is just push it in. It's not hard to do. Just click, done. Okay. So once you got the magazine inserted, you're ready to pick up your ammo from the ammo tray. I've got a tray here of 50 rounds. You can either scoot it to the edge of the table and pick it up, or you can just set it on top of your box of ammo. Pick up, in this case, we're going to pick up 10 rounds. Now, this part's really important. Once you pick up the rounds of ammo from the ammo tray, you're going to want to turn the rounds over so that they're facing up. Okay, that'll prevent a bind when you're doing the loading. If you don't do that, it may not work properly. Okay, so you're going to turn the rounds over so they're facing up. You're going to put your plunger on, and now it's ready to load. Now, the other part that's critical is to make sure that the magazine remains fully seated in the loader while you're loading those rounds. Okay, so the way to do that is you have to press the magazine surface against something, either a table or your body or whatever you have. So the way that I like to do this is I will put the base of the magazine here against my chest. And so that way that holds it in and prevents the magazine from sliding down while you're pushing those rounds into the mag. Okay, so once I've got it braced against my chest, I'm just going to pull on this plunger right here and load it up. That was 10 rounds, as you could tell, super fast, super easy. So we're going to pick up 7 more rounds and do the same thing again because this holds 17 rounds. So now I've got 7 rounds on there. I'm going to put my plunger on here. I've turned it over so they're facing up. All right, and then I'm going to brace it against my chest. And then I'm going to push those rounds into the magazine. And once you've done that, all you got to do is just pull the magazine out. It's fully loaded, it's done, and you're ready to go. Okay, so that's 17 rounds in a Glock 17 mag. It really can't be any faster or easier than that. Loading up the single stack mag is pretty much the same process. When you insert it, you'll notice that it's got some wiggle room side to side because it is a narrower magazine. That's okay. Just try and keep it as centered as best you can. And once you push it all the way in at the top, and you hear that second click, those feed lips are going to be centered. Okay, so even though this magazine is narrower, it's now centered and it's ready to be loaded. And that's the primary difference between the Gen 2 loader and the Gen 1. The Gen 1, you kind of had to wiggle it around and make sure the feed lips were centered. On the Gen 2, you do not. Once the mag is fully inserted, the feed lips will be centered by the geometry up in there. And so that makes it a little bit easier for new users, okay? So now that we got the magazine fully inserted, and it's centered and ready to go, we're going to pick up, this holds 9 rounds, so I'm going to pick up 9 rounds out of the ammo tray. I'm going to turn them over, all right, put my plunger on. Once again, I'm going to brace this against my chest so the magazine doesn't slide down while I'm loading, and then I'm going to plunge those rounds into the magazine. That's it. So that's 9 rounds into that Glock 43 magazine. It literally takes seconds, you know, to load these magazines. I can load a Glock 17 magazine in about 6 to 8 seconds, okay? So this tool is going to save you a ton of time at the range. It's going to save you from having sore fingers from loading these things. If you're out in cold weather and you're wearing gloves, once again, you don't have to you don't have to touch the rounds to load them into your magazine. So this is a fantastic tool, and I can guarantee you it's going to be one of the best $30 you've ever spent on your shooting hobby. So we hope you enjoyed as much as we do. We appreciate your business, and thanks for watching.